This story about Amaka and Femi continues. Amaka's heart was overjoyed at what happened. She knew she was deeply in love with Femi. It was everything to her. As both of them were engulfed by the fire of passion, they heard someone behind them. Amaka quickly backed away from Femi, like one burned by a hot meal. Nike was standing behind them, and she was staring at them with a shocked expression on her face. Bother me, she said. It is not what you think, Amakwa quickly said. Nike smiled. I beg, say something else. Who in this house does not know that my brother has fallen in love with you? Stop the pretense. We all know he adores you. Amaka, I want you to know something. My brother means well for you. Be rest assured that all is well. You are safe with him, Nike assured her friend. Those remarks served as the world's most comforting ointment for Amaka. Femi pledged to look after Amaka and support her all the time. Amaka went back home practically floating on air. She never thought that the world would smile at her and make her feel wanted. When Amaka went home, her aunt wanted to beat her, but she held the cane and warned her auntie not to try it again. Her auntie was startled as she stared at Amaka in shock. What in God's name gave her the guts to dare her? From what she saw on Amaka's face, she knew she meant business. After that day, nothing was the same in the house. Amaka started disobeying her auntie and dared her to beat her. She threatened to deal with her auntie mercilessly. She stopped eating their food and bought her own food with the money Femi gave her. Femi gave Amaka enough money to buy whatever she wants and he made sure she never lacked. As an engineer in one of the engineering companies in town, he was well paid and doing well for himself. Amaka completed her senior secondary school examination. She made plans to further her education. Femi proposed to Amaka and she said yes. He came to see her aunt to ask about paying Amaka's dowry, but Amaka's aunt refused. She said she wouldn't approve for Femi to marry Amaka and it would be over her dead body for them to marry. Amaka went to one of her father's brother and with his help, Femi paid dowry to her father's relative and married her traditionally. Femi didn't stop there. He also took Amaka to the church and married her in the church. Femi rented a posh apartment and he and Amaka started living as husband and wife. Amaka started learning how to sew in a fashion house. It has always been what she wanted to do. Femi also bought a car for Amaka and taught her how to drive. Femi loved Amaka so much, took good care of her, and she was living her best life. One day, Amaka met her auntie in the market. Her aunt looked at her in shock. Amaka was rich and looked it. Her aunt didn't respond to her greetings. Amaka greeted her again, and she warned Amaka not to greet her. She told Amaka that whatever she was enjoying was short lived and she would bite her fingers in regret at the end. Amaka ignored her. She took her auntie's words as a tirade for a soul that has been deeply ravished by envy and jealousy. As the years passed, Amaka and her husband became super rich. It seems when Femi married Amaka, the doors to blessing opened for him. Everything he touched was successful and it was making good money. The couple were rich, but something was missing. Amaka has not conceived for a day since they got married, and they were already 6 years in their marriage. Although, as great as she was troubled, her husband kept reassuring her that she would have her own child. The narrative remained the same for 6 years. All their efforts for Amaka to conceive was fruitless. One day, Amaka was invited to a church program by a friend. Her husband was not around. He went for a business trip and she went for the program. When Amaka came back that evening, Femi was back and waiting for her. He didn't look happy and he questioned her about her whereabouts. One minute, Femi was questioning her, and the next, he raised his voice at her as he warned her never to go out without his consent. But you were not around. Can't I go out without telling you? Amaka asked. Amaka was shocked to her bones at her husband's response. She looked at him, sick to her stomach. What exactly did Femi tell Amaka to make her sick to her stomach? Find out in the next episode of The Unforgivable Betrayal, a story of love gone sour. It is a must watch. Don't miss the subsequent episodes. Subscribe to our channel and press the notification bell to get notified when we drop a new video. Bye.